balls beautifully, leaving himself a wonderful position to get up to the next hoop at the other end of the court.
Yeah, so important on these odd number hoops. If you're able to jaws your own ball, depending on where your opponent's balls are, of course, but if you're able to put that ball in the jaws, of course, that gives you the chance to not only win that hoop, but run up and be first to the next hoop. But that's a lovely ball in there by Peter as well, because that may well stop Leicester getting up to hoop 10 as cleanly as he was hoping to. So we're interested to see what he does here.
That was a good answer, that shot of Peter's.
Oh, he could run by
Not
the yellow ball.
mm.
Yeah. Lovely
So
approach
Leicester's
too.
taking the advantage.
Yeah, and it's a huge advantage. So that puts him 5-4 up now, and he's only a couple of yards off hoop 10 there. So he's in a very strong position. So it's important now this black ball coming up. If he can place his black ball in a good hoop running position, his blue ball then becomes a clearing ball, and he'll get rid of that red ball. Okay, so that's
Positioning
pretty good.
shots.
That's pretty good.
Positioning shots extremely important at this level, aren't they? All three balls there are in fine position for attempting the hoop.
Yeah,
This is a little
yeah.
bit hampered for Peter. Hasn't got much of a backswing. Of course, it is important because he needs to be able to shift that blue or it's going to run that hoop.
Oh, not a
That
bad
was a
effort
good
there.
attempt. Mm.
Yeah, he was obviously trying to move that blue, like you said, Trisha. And of course, the other option there is, or the other possible outcome is that if he doesn't move that blue, there was every chance he could run the hoop as well. So Leicester now to take a commanding lead if he can run this.
Beautifully done. Mm. No
And
messing
he does
about with
cleanly. So,
either of
yeah.
these players, are they? They just walk up and shoot.
No, and I think you've got to be confident running those hoops. If you've got a side of the hoop, even if the opponent's ball is next in play or next to play, um, sometimes it pays just to run the hoop rather than clear the ball, because you may not see that hoop again for some time. So you've got to take the advantage while you can.
Peter put the pressure on with a very nice positioning shot for the next hoop, forcing Leicester to clear it, which he does.
Yes, that did it very well as well, and his ball travelled a few more yards further than I think he wanted it to go, but it's still within reach of that yellow. I think the black that cannoned off the
Yellow
red. So
just a little bit too far for the answer from Peter there. So Leicester now has an opportunity to place blue and just hang out a little. No, he's not even going to bother. He's just
oh,
going to come in where yellow doesn't have a great shot on him, though.
that's all right. That's a beautiful ball in there by Leicester. His choices there were to play that shot or to stay deep, or possibly wire himself, but he's chose to go on the same side, and that's a beautiful shot.
Do you think Peter may have been attempting to move blue so that yellow could hit it, or was he just going for position?
Yeah, I think he may have been trying to move blue to give him a shot to clear with yellow, but unsuccessful there. But still, red's in a good spot. I dare say Leicester will play this one deep, and he does indeed. Yeah, good ball in. And this is the tactics, the strategy that's so interesting to watch at this level. Um, you know, some people have really mastered this, and Leicester, I know for sure, is a great tactician. And Peter also is It's an interesting ball. So putting the pressure on a bit there.
I'm just fascinated watching it because there have been no mistakes, no accidents. They work out what they're going to do and they execute it.
Mm. Yeah, that's
Of course,
the level that these guys are at.
yeah, you'd expect that because it is the semi-final of the Victorian Open, and they were the block winner and block runner-up. So of course they're going to make very few mistakes. It's very interesting to watch.
Right, it's an interesting ball. So black to play, Lester, and I dare say he'll be running this, or attempting to run this ball.
I'd say so because
No.
no, we were wrong. I was thinking neither of the
Okay.
others were able to run, so it seemed like a free shot, but he's decided not to.
I guess he's going to use the blue to clear that red if Peter doesn't um, move the blue away.
Mm.
Peter, I'd imagine, would
Peter's
just put
looking at
a ball in the mix.
yes, he's looking at a 13-yard shot there, so he's opted to put the ball in. May have been going for the block.
Yeah. So Lester will just move the red ball away and giving him, hopefully, another attempt on the hoop here if red doesn't ruin those plans. A lovely clearance there by Lester.
You notice Leicester's swing is just perfectly smooth and calm. There was no huge effort with that shot. It was so relaxed, and even so, red travelled a very long way.
Yeah, he does. He has a beautiful swing, Lester. It's, like you said, very smooth and relaxed. It's almost effortless. And he's very accurate
This
too.
is a pretty important. That's right. This is a pretty important shot because Leicester is 6-4 ahead, so this hoop is the decider.
That's correct. An important clearance here. Oh, just missed there by Peter. Unlucky.
So this could well be the deciding hoop.
Lovely camera angle.
That's 7-4. That's the end of game one. And in a best of three, the players will now take the balls down to corner four, take the clips off, and start the second game. They're just confirming the score.
All right, so a
We've
good win
caught a
there by
glimpse
Leicester,
of,
7-4.
yeah, caught a glimpse of Kevin on the other court there. Kevin's playing on court two against Stephen Forster in the other semi-final.
So it looks like they're on hoop 7.
Yeah, Kevin was backing up to line up the shot and almost collided with Peter Goldstraw. I can see a black clip on that hoop, so it looks like Kevin won it the last time they went round. Oh, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, good chance of a potential in off there for yellow if it hangs around there, but I wonder if Stephen will try to clear black or just put the ball in the mix there.
No, he's just putting it in the mix. Mm. Stephen's had to learn
Kevin
the
will be only...
tactics fairly quickly. He hasn't been playing golf croquet anywhere near as long as Kevin has. But of course, he has all these skills anyway.
Yes, I believe that's his background is AC. I did watch Stephen a few weeks ago at Cairnlea playing with Robert Fletcher and Lester Hughes, and I could see, not knowing Stephen, but I could see that the tactics he was utilising in the game that maybe golf croquet wasn't his forte. You could see he's got the technical skills, but just the strategy was sort of lacking a little bit. But I think having had that background with AC, I mean, his technical ability was amazing to watch, absolutely amazing to watch, as it was with both
Yes,
Stephen and sorry, Lester and Robert.
um, association croquet is what we're referring to here with AC, and association croquet is another form of the game. And both Kevin and Stephen are very experienced at that. They've both played for Australia in the Mac Robertson Shield team and had years of experience. Stephen started playing association croquet when he was around 8 years old.
Wow, so lots of experience there.
Absolutely.
And
He's
it's an
also
interesting swing
captain the
Stephen has.
Victorian.
An interesting
Very
swing Stephen
smooth.
has with the side saddle.
Yes, he plays side style for the shorter shots. He learns side style. He used to play everything side style, but now sometimes when he's doing a bigger shot or it's a windy day, he'll go to centre style. There's not very many side style
Wow.
players around. Of course, women used to play that way because they wore skirts.
Yes, yes, indeed. So Stephen looking to clear blue away, which he does successfully.
That was a fairly tight shot, wasn't it? He had to squeeze past the hoop and past the other ball, so that was very neat.
Very accurate there. Of course, he could only push them a few yards, which gives Kevin quite a simple clearance on red.
And have a look at Kevin's grip as well. He holds one hand at the top of the mallet, the other hand pathway down is barely touching. They call that one a pencil grip, and he plays centre style. So you can see two quite different styles with these two men.
Yeah, most certainly. So we can see Kevin's got the lead here on hoop 7. He's up 4-2 against Stephen, and is in a very good position with his black ball right in front of the hoop. But red can see that black, so that gives Stephen an opportunity to try and clear that black to the boundary.
That was a near miss. So we should expect Kevin to pop this ball at least into the jaws, and he may elect to put it in and leave it just in the jaws because Stephen's not in a position where he could jump it. Other than that, he'll be trying to go all the way down to the next hoop, hoop 8. Well, he would have liked to have gone all the way down to hoop 8 with that one, I think. It wasn't an attempt at a jaws. Of course, if he can get all the way down, he's got prime position for the next hoop. But instead of that, Stephen now has first go, and there's a bit of a roll at the front of the hoop there.
Yeah, it's moved a lot, left quite a bit, didn't it? But still in a very
Yeah.
powerful position there to clear anything that comes close to that yellow ball.
Yes, good clearing position, but unfortunately not hoop running position. He would have liked that better.
No. Yeah, most certainly. Most
So
certainly.
Kevin up 5-2 now. And as you were saying, Kevin, the yellow's in a strong position to defend the hoop, to clear a ball. So Kevin brought a ball down and kept it away from yellow.
Yeah, and just going quite long there too with the red. I'm sure he didn't want to go past the hoop there.
No, the curve again took him out to the side. Oh, Kevin has blocked his own blue ball with that shot, but I think he may have been trying to protect it from a shot. Oh, yellow thinks it can get in the jaws from there. No. Do you think that's a good block, Kevin? It looks like it's just interfering.
Yeah,
Not
I
sure.
think Kevin will probably take the option to clear red away, and black looks like it can run that hoop, even with yellow just sitting on the leg there.
That's a great camera angle.
It is. So we'll see whether Stephen decides to try and clear black, or just put the ball in the mix and hopefully maybe try and block.
I think he's looking at a clearance here.
Yep.
Yes,
Lovely.
and does it beautifully. Both balls off the court, but black will come straight back. And it'll be interesting to see where Kevin decides to put this one, because yellow can't actually run the hoop from there. So he might be looking to put it somewhere where yellow can't hit black.
Again, here's the strategy coming into it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think yellow could have cleared black there. He may have, looking at where he's put the ball there. So it is like a game of chess, and you've got two players trying to almost outthink each other, outsmart each other, and playing a beautiful game of croquet around the hoop and tactically moving their balls, putting their balls into positions that either can't be cleared or not allowing your opposition to have an attempt at the hoop. So Kevin putting a
That's
clever
the
ball
fun of
in there,
this
just trying to
game.
block black. Yes, you're right. Yeah, it is. It is. At this level, it's so fascinating to watch and to play. Beautiful clearance. Beautiful clearance.
So provided that you can hit a ball always at 7 yards, like that dead centre, you've got a good chance against these chaps. But if you can't do that, you're really in trouble.
If only we could all clear a ball of 7 yards every time.
Well, now
The game would be
here's
so
Kevin
easy, wouldn't it,
looking.
Tricia?
He's looking at clearing a ball from 14 yards here. Oh, and he managed to hit it, but
Unlucky.
it's still in running position. So Stephen gets a little bit back, 3-5 now. That was an important one to win. You don't ever like your opponent to be 6.
So interesting ball there by Kevin. Decided to go quite deep. And Stephen playing
deep,
on the short side there.
yes, if the ball is deep, the opponent comes in front of you, then they can clear you a long way. So Kevin wasn't giving Stephen the chance to do that. And again, Stephen didn't come in front of blue, because he's not going to let Kevin have the chance to clear him a long way either. Very nice yellow.
Yeah, beautiful ball in there. And you can see Stephen's red that he put in on the short side of blue. So If it was on the long side, as in this side of the camera, then it would allow Kevin to do a large clearance. But if he was to clear red, he could only push on a few yards.
That's right. And
Ooh,
that's a miss. That's
assuming
an
Kevin was going for the
uncharacteristic
hoop
miss.
there. Yeah.
We commented yesterday that you can walk a very long way when you're playing a game of golf croquet. And Kevin's just done the long walk. And Stephen
An
on the
important
short
clearance here.
side able to do a big clearance, Kevin.
Yes, most certainly. Unlucky there. He just got a bit of a bounce when he hit red, so it bobbled up and went a lot further than what he was hoping. But he's cleared that black ball a long way. So Kevin will be having a shot at yellow now, if he can see it.
Yes, he's forced into this one. If he doesn't clear yellow, yellow's running the hoop.
Or how about that for a
Lovely
camera
angle
angle?
to see this. Oh, a few little bobbles from the court there.
It looked as though it was on target at the beginning, but yeah, those bobbles sort of steered it off course. No, it's an important hoop here for Stephen at hoop 9. If he's able to put this in the jaws, or run it cleanly and then up to hoop 10. He will be thinking he needs these two hoops to draw even. So he's got the hoop, but not as far as he wanted to run up to hoop 10, unfortunately.
And
But Kevin
Kevin
is offside.
is offside, yes. So Stephen would have been quite happy to run the hoop then, knowing that Kevin was offside.
Yeah.
Of course, offside was because Kevin didn't hit another ball, one of the opponent balls, and finished up more than halfway to the next hoop. So he's been sent to the penalty spot. And Stephen had the choice of where to send him, that side of the court or the other side. He sent him the furthest he can be from the next hoop.
A lovely ball in there by Kevin. Just running past the hoop, but controlling the hoop.
And Stephen will have to keep away from that blue. Perhaps a little closer than he meant to be, but in hoop running position, so blue will have to either block it or clear it, or it will run.
Yeah, so an important ball coming in now by Kevin. This needs to be in a good hoop running position, not block blue and red. Fortunately, it is in a hoop running position, maybe a little deeper than what he wanted.
Stephen planning to put in another one in running position, but doesn't quite make it. You can see the position of the balls in the little inset as Kevin needing to clear the red because red could run the hoop, and he does that.
Nice centre ball too, leaving his blue ball still in a good hoop running position close to the hoop 10.
Yes, very successful clearance if your ball can remain near the hoop and your opponent's not. Oh,
Boy, that turned a bit, didn't
little
it?
curl. Yes, yes, that's frustrating for them.
It was unlucky there not to actually sit in the jaws. It looked as though it was going to roll nicely into the jaws.
It did too.
All right, so Kevin has an opportunity here at hoop 10 to extend his lead. Unsuccessful.
Well, it's not a terrible outcome, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Best outcome was it runs the hoop or sits in the jaws, but it is quite awkward for Stephen now. He's thinking about what to do here. It looks a bit like he might be going to promote the red. No?
Oh, no.
Well, he's not happy with that either.
No, I think he wanted to put that yellow right in front to block blue on the hoop.
Now this is the semi-final between Kevin, who was the winner of Block B, and Stephen, who was the runner-up in the other block. And Stephen was quite a close winner for, Stephen was in a close battle for second place. Two other players also had 5 wins, and there was only hoops difference between them. So it's been a really good competition within the blocks, and now we're up to the semi-finals.
So that's a great ball in there by Kevin, because it leaves Stephen with very little options. Even if he was to promote his yellow with the red to put in the jumping position, black's in a terrific spot to clear. It doesn't look to be a way for him to dig that out.
He's puzzling over it.
Yeah, so he's got a couple of options there. You know, he could hit the red onto black and scoot over to hoop 11. So he's just making life a little bit more difficult for Kevin, that's all. It's hard to see, but that red ball is just nuzzled in. There we go, we can see it a bit better now.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell if it's a touching or not. Kevin needs to call the referee because if the balls are not quite touching, then there's an accidental double tap could happen here because they're so close together. The referee will mark the positions of the ball because if there is a fault, then the opponent will have the choice of having the balls put back.
Yeah, you know, if there is a fault on this occasion, it would be unlikely he'd put the balls back. The blue ball would run through, the hoop would not count, and leaving the blue ball on the wrong side of the hoop. But Kevin easily puts that through. Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking that it was completely blocking it, so that was a very neat play. It also made it quite difficult for Red, I think. Red's attempting to get across to good position for hoop 11, and he does do that very neatly. Beautifully positioned. Is Black able to see that? I'm not sure where Black is.
Yeah, Black can, yes.
Yes, well, Black has. But Kevin's still ahead. A miss there.
So Stephen will just set up with his yellow. So he's got 2 balls beautifully positioned in front of hoop 11 there, leaving Kevin with another attempted clearance. with the blue ball on the red.
Mm. Even if he clears it, Stephen still has yellow, so Kevin would have to do another clearance. That's a lovely shot. Saves the first one. I'm afraid Stephen's going to just put it back though, Kevin.
Yes, that's exactly right. He'll just place that ball back there, probably pretty much exactly where it was. He may have blocked yellow on the hoop there, but he won't be too concerned about that.
Kevin coming to have a look.
And if he has blocked himself and black misses with yellow, black misses yellow, then if red is blocking yellow, then yellow will just simply either set itself up again in another position, or he could clear blue with yellow and leaving red to run. So as you can, great camera angle there. He has blocked yellow on the hoop. We'll see how Kevin goes with another attempted clearance with black on yellow. I just scoots on by there.
Not that time. Oh, I think there's little doubt that Stephen will clear blue with yellow.
Yeah, that's certainly one option, clearing blue with yellow. The other option is just setting up yellow again. No, he's going to put a block in.
Put a block. Hmm.
Yeah, and unfortunately the roll of the lawn has taken it away, and Kevin should be able to see that red, I think.
Yes, he should. I'm surprised at that shot.
A lovely little clearance there, and he's left blue in a great position. So all of a sudden, Stephen had two balls, complete control of that hoop, and he'll put the red back in there. Oh, that's, I'm not sure if that's sitting on the leg or still able to run. But there is an option there if Kevin decides to take it as a. Has it? Okay. There's an option there if Kevin decides to, with an in-off with that black. Because the yellow's not threatening, so he doesn't need to clear yellow. We'll see what he does.
I think you're right. I think he is looking at the red and the good chance of an in-off.
Yeah, it looks to be beautifully positioned for an in-off. Oh, and quite wayward there by Kevin.
Yes.
So an in-off was an option there, and that's where Kevin was hoping to strike the black onto the red at the correct angle, therefore clearing red and going through the hoop, the black ball going through the hoop. That's what we call an in-off. Great little tool to use. And they're often set up quite accidentally by the opposition, as you can see before, where Stephen tried to put that red into the jaws, but just rolled past it, leaving Kevin with that attempt. But a lovely little block there on blue. We'll see what Kevin does. I think we might be in for a jump shot here. He looks to be teeing it up.
Yes. When the clip's off, we think of a jump. Kevin jumping across the two balls to take this hoop. So this is a big shot, which would give him the game. And it's a little bit off direction. Jump beautifully. So Stephen
So I'm not
still
sure
with
if red can run that.
control of his hoop.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking about his options to jaws it to see if he could get down to hoop 12 in the next shot. So
Yeah,
can
exactly.
give him the
Exactly, Tricia,
opportunity
and
to
that's
take
exactly what
two
he's done.
clears. Mm,
Yeah. The only downside for Stephen at the moment is that position of his yellow ball, which looks as though it may not be able to see hoop 12 clearly, but I'm not sure of the angles at the moment.
mm.
Yeah, it looks as though it's
And
behind the hoop
black,
there, which is less than ideal.
mm. And Kevin not attempting to hit red away with the black. He's just going for a position to make it uncomfortable for Stephen to get down there. I'm not sure whether I would play yellow into red. We could get the opportunity to get red down there, but that leaves him with just one ball. So he's going to take yellow
That's correct,
down.
yeah.
As long as it doesn't go past halfway, it's good position.
Yeah, so he's just short of the peg there, which is the halfway mark between hoop 11 and 12. That's a lovely ball. Kevin's got an option now of potentially trying to clear that ball out. If he can see it. I mean, I'm not sure
Mm,
what Kevin's able to see.
mm,
Or his other option is, again, just to go past the peg, which is what he's looking at doing there, just
Gone,
past the peg and
gone to the halfway.
basically conceding the hoop. So he was hoping just to put a block in there on red, so it doesn't have a free line all the way to hoop 12.
Mm. That's
Okay,
quite a
so
bit
we've got a
curl
game on
from
here,
the
6-5.
court. Mm,
Yeah, it did seem to curl quite a bit. So Kevin's just having a close look on that to see whether he needs to take any immediate action with his black ball. And he's having a look at his other ball too. It's a very important part of the game, not only looking at your own black and blue in Kevin's case, but also the opposition's red and yellow, just to see what they can see. You'll often see players walking around the court looking at all sorts of different angles just to see what their opposition can see as well. And that ultimately will decide what they do with their turn.
Kevin just mirroring red there. Doesn't want to get too close to it.
Yeah, so mirroring there is, you can see where red is on the side of the hoop. And black basically goes the equal distance on the other side of the hoop away from black. And if red chooses to try and clear black, it's going to drag red away from the hoop. So Kevin might be looking at putting a clearance here with blue on red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just
Just a
unsuccessful there.
miss on that one too. Kevin's missed the last couple of clearances, so he'd be a bit disappointed in that. He did have a strong lead, but that one has now evaporated, so we might find ourselves going to a hoop 13.
Yeah, so Stephen looking at the clear black and clear it to the boundary, I would imagine, leaving Kevin with a long potential clearance of black on yellow. Yellow's
That
in a
would be the
very strong
plan.
position there.
Mm. Stephen would have preferred to hit a dead centre in that case, so that his own ball didn't travel so far away. Kevin still has a
Yeah,
good shot available on yellow.
he does indeed, yeah. He's got about a 10-yard clearance there, which is well within his reach. But like you said, Trish, he has
Mm.
missed the last couple of roquets, but a couple of clearances, so hopefully he can find his target on this one.
Mm. That also was very much different from Kevin's usual accuracy.
Okay, so we got
And we have
Stephen to try
another
and even up the game
complication.
6-all.
And
Yes.
another complication for Kevin, that will be another offside ball if he manages. But he didn't. We really both felt certain that Stephen would manage that hoop. Well, I
Yeah, I
think
think
he
he
would have too.
may have rushed that a bit. Yeah. Because as you were about to point out there, Tricia, Kevin's black ball, if yellow was successful, would have been offside. So Kevin just having a close look at yellow there, just to see whether it can run the hoop, and he seems to think it could possibly jaws. So he's putting himself in a position to jump there. And he had two options
nice
there. One
helpful
would have been
roll
to
there.
put a position to jump, or the other would have been to put the ball at the back of the hoop there to clear it if he did place it in the jaws. So the game's still alive there, 6-5 to Kevin.
That was quite expensive, finishing up with yellow on the leg like that. Kevin checking it out again, coming to look at the line. I think he wants to get between red and yellow, does he? Or, oh gosh, that's a huge curl. Whatever he was planning, the court took that away.
It certainly did. So Stephen just calling for the referee over, just to keep an eye on the yellow ball. It looks as though he could be potentially trying to clear blue, because he knows that he probably can't run that, and his best outcome would be to put it in the jaws, but blue is in a wonderful position to jump, so he's opting to clear blue or stymie blue. We'll see. And stymie, of course, is just rolling the ball up in front.
He's deciding to do the hoop run instead.
Okay, successful there.
Blocked the hoop.
But. Yeah. As you can see from that camera angle, he doesn't have an approach on hoop 13, which may prove very costly. So Kevin will be able to get both his balls up there.
That is in hoop running position. Again, the court curls the ball away, and this is a placing shot. So they're both attempting to get position in front of hoop 13. Of course, yellow can't get there, so it's Stephen with only one ball at hoop 13 and Kevin with two. Kevin, when you were talking about Stephen clearing blue from his position, I'm thinking that if Stephen had played more golf croquet, he probably would have not opted to take that hoop because of the danger of being stuck behind hoop 12.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tricia. That's a very good point. And that's what you've got to constantly think about, not just thinking about this ball or this hoop. It's thinking a few balls ahead. Thinking about, okay, well, if I run that hoop, can I run it successfully so as to give me an option to get up to hoop 13? Not just simply running the hoop and being hampered. So that's put Kevin at quite an advantage at the moment, having both his balls in a very strong position, but that red's there too. So Kevin's putting all his eggs in one basket now, and the pressure's on him to run this hoop. The other option, of course, is to clear red away, but you can only push red a couple of yards. So we'll see.
It is slightly hampered. It's called the referee to have the balls
indeed.
marked because he can't risk hitting black with his mallet. Makes it quite difficult. You really have to concentrate for a hampered shot.
Yeah, it just puts an added bit of pressure on you. You know that that black ball's there, and you're very aware of it. And I think that may have played a role in him missing that hoop.
A nice long clearance from Stephen. He didn't even look at attempting the hoop, just decided to remove black. Oh, there's a bit of a turnaround here. Stephen is still controlling this hoop. I don't know what Kevin's answer can be here because red has an easy clearance. I think he's trying a block there. Stephen checking what black can see as well. What do you see as the options here, Kevin?
Well, I'm not sure if he's got a look at that hoop. He may be able to see the hoop. So that could be an option to go for that hoop. The other option, of course, is to put black to the side and put that out to the line. So we'll see what he's doing here. Oh, lovely. There you go.
Wow,
so he could see the hoop and decided to run the hoop.
Yep. Well
yeah,
done.
it pretty much comes down to run that hoop or clear black away. And clearing black away, you're only putting him another 3-4 yards to the boundary, and that, of course, meant Kevin could then just turn around and attempt to clear Stephen. So he mustered up the courage and decided to go for that hoop on hoop 13. And sometimes that's just what you've got to do, and that was well done. So Kevin both Kevin's balls up on hoop 13. He was in a strong position. Stephen only had the one there, and all of a sudden the tide turned, and Stephen was controlling the hoop. And sometimes fortune favours the brave, and he'd done extremely well there to run that.
Yeah. And I think it was as you said, if you can see the hoop, you take the opportunity because you may not get to that position again later.
That's exactly right.
Now we're back on Leicester with Peter Goldstraw in their second game, and Leicester is up 6-2, and they're contesting hoop 9. Peter has a ball right in the jaws, so Leicester's black now to play. Not sure what he's trying to do here. Oh, he thinks he can get that yellow out.
Shot.
And he does. What a shot!
Lovely.
Wow.
Lovely shot.
And the commentator is clapping.
Yes, that was brilliant to watch.
That was amazing. It was a very long clearance, and he only had a portion of the ball. And now, of course, he has a ball.
I think Leicester specialises in those. I've seen him do that numerous times.
I bet it's something that he practices. I know he does
So
a lot
Peter
of
needs to clear
practice.
this.
He lives over the road. He lives over the road from his croquet club. That was a beautiful clearance
Wow, there you
from
go.
Peter as well. So yeah, these two shots that we've caught up with have both been very good.
Yeah, there's always a risk there with that yellow trying to clear blue that you actually put your opponent's ball through the hoop. But yeah, Peter executed that very, very well.
Mm.
So
And
Leicester
if
now
you
hoping to
don't
put a
put it
ball in
through,
just to hide.
here's the replay. It's bouncing. Wow. That slow-mo is a great replay.
Mm. That ball bobbled around a bit, didn't it, on the way through, but found its target.
Yes, the bobbles didn't put it offline, and you could see that it was still hitting quite hard when it connected with yellow because yellow jumped as well. And here's Peter's good clearance on blue. And we noted that it didn't knock blue into the jaws because it hit it to the side, which of course means that yellow also travels away from the hoop. We didn't have the option of hitting dead.
Oh, that's a nice ball in by Peter there.
Yeah, putting in a nuisance ball.
So Leicester just having a close look at this. A couple of options there, but I think red is probably the option he'll go with to clear.
And I think he'll be trying to hit it on its right-hand side so that red goes up the court a bit. Just a little. Blue's still around.
So this is a very important hoop here for both players. But obviously if Leicester wins this hoop, that'll put them into the final.
Yes, Peter has to take risks here. Unfortunately, hit his own ball. But yes, he has to go for broke on this one.
Yeah, I think he was aiming for his ball because he couldn't see black, but he was hoping it would cannon into red, into black, knocking black away from the hoop. But fortunately, that wasn't the case. So this is a big shot here for Leicester. Currently 6-2.
With one game in the bag. There it is.
Beautifully done.
Leicester used from Williamstone Club through to the final against Peter Goldstraw from Sale in 2 out of the 3 games. 2-0. Well done. So we've now finished 2 games of this semi-final, and we'll be waiting for the start of on the other court. Kevin, thank you for joining us now, and I believe we've got Serena coming on, so we'll see you back at 12 o'clock. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Tricia. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, Serena, you're there?
Yes, I am, Tricia, and wasn't that a wonderful first match between Kevin and Steve?
It was a great comeback on Stephen's part. I really thought that Kevin had the match, but there were some amazing shots in there. So now we're at hoop 1 of game 2 of the second semi-final.
And something we don't often see with players of this level, 4 balls within about 18 inches of the hoop.
Yeah. Yes, they'll all be having a really good look at this because there's so many options when the balls are like that, and it's quite unusual, as you say.
It was wonderful to see Peter Goldstraw in the best of 3, though, against Leicester.
Yes,
There was
good
quite
to
a
see
big
the country
handicap
players.
difference between those two players, yes, and I thought, well done to Peter to turn up here to match himself against Leicester.
And in that block, there were 3 of the players 4-on-4 wins, and there was only 2 hoops difference between all of them. So Peter earned the position of second in the block. Stephen wondering what to do here. This is really quite complex. I think he's going to promote the yellow. He's done that. I'm not sure if any of those balls can actually get into the jaws now. The referee being called
The
because
referee's been
Kevin has a shot that may be hampered.
Referee's been quite active this morning, hasn't he?
Yes, marking the balls in case there's a fault and the balls need to be replaced.
This is a hampered shot, isn't it?
And that's a fine shot, I think. Kevin was having to be careful that he didn't use the beveled edge of his mallet in doing that, but he's hit it with the face, so it was a legal shot. Serena, you're a coach and a referee of golf croquet. Have you ever played at Cairnlea?
Yes, I have. Just the once, though. Living a long way away, it's quite a logistical exercise to come down to Cairnlea and play. I mean, a couple of nights accommodation and fuel and things like that. But it was well worth it. I've
Yes,
been there
I'm
many
thinking that
times, of course, and
for a lot of country players, that is an issue. But as you say, it is well worth it. And of course, anybody in Victoria or anybody in Australia can come and play here at Cairnlea. And most of our major events are held here, and it's well worth entering just for the experience.
I think this championship has proven that because we've got people from outlying clubs and they're here today and enjoying the weekend and enjoying the 2 climate seasons that Cairnlea's offered over the last 2 days.
It's good for the players. There isn't that howling wind today. So Kevin now looking at either running the hoop or clearing yellow. I wonder what he's going for. He's going for the hoop, but he gets neither.
He's found the gap.
He's kicked a goal. So
Yes.
Stephen, he's not looking at running the hoop. He's looking at placing the ball again. So it must be a little too angly. I think he was hoping to
Protecting
hide
himself
it
from blue, using the court furniture to... Good shot.
Lovely shot from Kevin. Blue still on the playing side with it.
It must be difficult to come back when you've missed some clearances and be confronted with yet another clearance. Sort of have to wipe the mind clean and say, no, I can do this.
Both players are very experienced competitors. Kevin and Stephen, both in association croquet and in golf croquet. So they are both pretty much match hardened. So they'd be quite good at coping with misses. Stephen now has another opportunity to attempt to run hoop 1, and he gives a little shrug of the shoulders, ready to do it. And he's wearing all the clips on his back, so we'll know the score, Serena.
Lovely. A little bit to the side of hoop 2, but he's up there, isn't he?
A very nice hoop run. He would have been banking on getting to the playing side in hopefully hoop running position, but the court pulled it aside and he hit just a little hard. It's still a good position. Kevin's going to have to keep away from yellow, keep out a little bit.
Well, Tricia, he didn't listen to you.
He must have had a different tactic in mind. Stephen taking the opportunity to come in with another ball that's hidden from blue.
Yes, that's a lovely placement of that red ball. I have to see what black can do now.
From that distance, it's quite difficult to land right in front of the hoop or right where you want to. That's the skill of this game and the skill of these players.
Stephen will be looking to clear black, do you think?
I think so. I think he may have also been looking there to see if blue can see red. So he's decided that perhaps he needs to move blue. I think he may have been trying to block blue, but... Sorry, Serena, go ahead.
Stephen has tried blocks all day, all this morning, hasn't he? He has tried to play balls in blocking position. Oh.
So blue coming in from the back, and if blue isn't clear of the hoop onto the playing side, then it won't score if it goes back through. It has to come through to the playing side.
What often happens here, though, is we'll attempt to hit the blue out, the red will clear off at an angle, and then black's there. Ooh.
I think that may have
I think
been
we
a
need
bit
to
of
see
an
the
attempt.
replay of that.
Red must have jumped and
red.
Here it comes. Oh, it did go through.
Did too. Did. Well,
and that's why we need a referee to watch a jump quite often, because it is hard to tell if they go through. That was a great shot.
Well, we weren't expecting it, so we actually haven't admired it the way we should have, because that was a jump from an angle, quite close up.
Hooray! We admire it. It was wonderful. And it wasn't until Kevin sent his next ball across to hoop 3 that we realised the hoop was even made. So the score is 2-0 to Stephen. And Kevin in the awkward position of having blue sandwiched in the jaws at the time that everybody was able to go across to hoop 3 and he couldn't. So it was a very good shot from Stephen.
So the format of this competition is what we call level play, where the two competitors step onto the court and neither has any advantage over another with extra turns or hoops already made, as they do in the handicaps for other sports. So it's a pure skill, isn't it? Pure technical skill, tactical brain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Level play. Skills for the basic shots, 7 to 10 yard clearances, long hoops, and perfect positioning play. No advantage to either player due to their handicaps. So I'm not sure if anybody has a hoop running position here. Stephen was hoping to get into the jaws there.
I don't think Stephen was happy with that shot.
He doesn't show much, but you can tell little movements that indicate that that wasn't what he meant. And Kevin's saying just a little shake of the head. Most players act fairly calmly when they're playing because you need to keep a very even temperament. You don't want to be uptight, bothered by anything. You've got to keep your head calm because you need all your concentration for the next shot. You can't be bothering about what happened last shot. There's a
clear mind, so that
yeah, you can see the positions of the balls on the little inset there, very close together. Nice shot.
And he's cleared everything.
Only one ball
Yes, deciding
on the playing side.
which shot to play. We've probably lost count of the number of times these two have played each other across both codes.
Yes, but certainly a lot in association croquet.
They're both very involved with the Victorian Croquet Centre. Give a lot of volunteer time.
Serena, you call the game croquet because you live in New South Wales. I call it croquet because I live in Victoria. I think that's the difference. We had a game devised here called Aussie Croquet for introduction of association croquet to schools, and the little logo was a frog called Croquet.
Well, I've learnt something today, Tricia. I was aware of Aussie croquet. We have other varieties too, like king ball, one shot, ricochet. So there are many varieties. And plus there are a lot of party games, aren't there?
Fun games like pirates.
One of our local clubs actually picked about 4 fun games and instructed each of the players beforehand, and they had a day of just enormous fun. It doesn't always have to be this elite level competition. They just really enjoyed a social day. Well, I didn't know that it was the croaky frog, Tricia.
What? Croaky. That was his name, Croquet. We should have a poll to see who calls it croquet and who calls it croquet.
Calls it
I think
croquet.
you find most of the croqueys are Victorians.
Well, we're not paying attention to the game.
No,
but
we should be.
There is actually a Canadian version called Snake in the Grass. And I think it would actually go a lot further if it was called something different. But it's played at Elwood. I'll leave you to get back to the tactics now, Tricia.
Okay. Well, Kevin looks like he's the only one in hoop running position. He has a very long hoop, but I'm pretty sure he's going for it, although he looks like he might even be looking at red. But he's just not as accurate as he usually is.
Yes, I think we saw that in the last game with some of his clearance shots, wasn't it? But he won't give up. As he said, it's his top tip was it's not over until all the balls are in the box.
And I've seen him make a comeback so many times, particularly when you're playing association croquet. I've lost to him when I've thought I was home and hosed.
I think that's something we actually saw in the previous game between Kevin and Stephen. We actually thought Kevin was in the box seat.
Yes.
And within a couple of strokes from one colour, one blue and black, being in dominant positions in front of the hoop, it turned around and it became red and yellow. Oh, now, shot, Tricia.
That was lovely. I think Kevin in that situation would have liked to have cleared red, but he couldn't because yellow was in the way of his backswing. And knowing that blue was likely to be already cleared by yellow, he had to do something because he couldn't see red. So that was a very well executed emergency shot. But red does play again before black and is in a position to jump. And Kevin unfortunately can't see red. Or unfortunate for Kevin.
Players at this level are thinking a full rotation of colours ahead, aren't they? They're thinking 4 strokes ahead.
Yes, they have to do that.
That's one of the big differences. One of the big differences
Kevin
between beginning players who think,
Kevin was playing for the curl then. He was trying to get that blue, beautiful angle to see that jump, lovely jump. So
two jumps in a row.
Yep. Hoop 2 and hoop 3 won with jumps. And for Kevin, the good thing about this jump, his black ball being in the jaws isn't a huge handicap. He can still get to the next hoop. Whereas in the last hoop, when Stephen jumped him, Kevin couldn't get across to hoop 3. Here's the replay.
Lovely. And a great camera angle.
In the replay, you can see that the ball was made to jump by the mallet connecting it at about 2 o'clock, so that it's being propelled down and then up with the bounce off the grass. Beautiful position with blue there.
And both players are still striding across the court. I mean, we forget that they've played 5, 6 games.
I think they get used to it, but you do walk a very long way when you're playing golf croquet. So Kevin here, he might choose to run the hoop. Yellow's next to play and yellow can't clear his blue ball.
This is what you were referring to. Oh, well, there you go. Prove me wrong. I was thinking he was going to go for the hoop, and look what happened.
He had an
took a
option
cook's
to go
tour of the court.
He was looking for a position where yellow couldn't hit it. Because yellow can't clear blue, he was going to put black in so that yellow couldn't clear black.
Ooh.
Now, if Kevin clears the red ball now, he can get it in a position that makes it very difficult for it to hit black. I think he'd be looking to put it into corner 4.
Looking for an angle, and it's probably come a bit too straight, hasn't it?
Yes, I think so. Stephen will certainly have a go at it. And
Good
he's
attempt.
failed that one. I think it's just
Bit
in
difference
front. Yeah, if that ball had been in the jaws, he could have played blue onto yellow and then later taken it across in one shot. But well, that's a good outcome for Kevin. He's on the board, 1-3. Goes across to have a look to see if he thinks that yellow can run the hoop. He's got to make a decision because
Big
what he
difference
does next
today.
Sorry, Serena, say again.
We've got players in short sleeves. Doesn't appear to be too. Yesterday, their decision making was potentially had to factor in the wind. Looks a perfect day for croquet at Cairnlea today.
I think they'd be enjoying
Tricia,
it out there.
Kevin's taking his time over this one.
He's working out the options. The hoop might be a little bit in the way for the angle that he wants. He's decided to clear red. And that's quite difficult because he wants it to go, but he wants blue to get across a little closer to hoop 5 as well. So he's decided that he doesn't want red interfering with black. So he's decided to move it. Now that's a nice shot from Stephen. That's 13 yards, 14 yards from the boundary and perfect position. I think Kevin's decided that he's going to hit that red one. He must think that yellow can't run the hoop. A nice clearance that time.
Perhaps Stephen thinks he can run the hoop.
And he probably can. We'll see. There it is.
An angled jump, a second jump, and now another angled hoop. Well done.
So, 4-1 to Stephen.
Yeah. Stephen wouldn't attempt any of those without the confidence to do it. So he's practiced and played those for years, hasn't he? Those angled hoop attempts and all those jumps.
Yes, angling hoops and jumps are all part of his bag of skills, and they apply equally to both codes. Long hoops is something that an association croquet player isn't accustomed to, but Stephen has certainly pulled some of those out as well since he's been playing golf croquet as well.
Well, the stars would have to align in this galaxy and the next for me to do some of those angled jump shots.
Well, you need to go and practice too.
Oh.
All right.
Yep.
I think that might have been an attempt to move blue.
Blue.
Because blue will be moving red, but that didn't work. and red beautifully shot away. So Kevin now looking good for hoop 6.
Yeah, very dominant position for hoop 6, yes.
And Stephen winning game 1 and now 4-1 up. It is an important one for Kevin, this hoop. Oh, that was so close.
So close.
Kevin having a look at where red went out as well, because he'll need to know if that was past halfway to hoop 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he's run hoop
2-4.
6. Yes.
So Stephen's red ball, it looks like it's beyond the halfway mark. If it's beyond the
I agree,
halfway
just
mark,
beyond.
yeah, Stephen's doing a bit of measuring there with his feet. If it's beyond the halfway mark, Kevin can send it to a penalty spot. The ball needs to be completely across the line that would be the halfway mark. So there you are, Stephen. Take your ball to the far side of the court. Kevin directing that, because the opponent has the choice when a ball reaches halfway without making contact with an opponent ball or running a hoop, or in the shot in which the hoop was run.
Well, certainly better to have red over there in the penalty spot rather than where he was on the boundary lining up for hoop 7. Stephen must know the exact length of his shoe size.
I think he was comparing it with the stick on the next court, the stick marker. Yellow's a little bit
So he's run a little bit far.
Yes.
Potentially yellow could clear blue if it comes to that.
It can clear it. Can't clear it very far. It'll still be around, but at least it won't be able to run the hoop. Serena, I'm just about to leave you, and Kate will come on to do some commentary, and I'll be back at 1:30. So I'll leave you with Kate and say thank you and goodbye.
Oh, but Tricia, I'll be looking to the next story about the croaky frog.
I'll keep that one for next time. Bye.
Bye.
So
Hello,
hello,
Kate.
Serena. This is Kate Patrick here. Thank you very much to Tricia Devlin. And hello to Serena Saville-Hewitt. This is a very exciting moment. Quite unexpected, isn't it? We're all thinking how
Yes.
Kevin, with all those thousands of games under his belt, and Stephen, who is really relatively new to golf croquet, though a lifetime of play in association croquet. Croquet. I say croquet, you say croquet. We were thinking that's a lay down misere for Kevin, really, but it hasn't proved that way at all.
Stephen, I think, is bringing a lifetime of technical skills, isn't he? accuracy.
Mm.
Some may think, oh, the judgment of the tactic is wrong, but the roqueing, clearance, hoop running, and the jumps, the angled jumps. Well done, Kevin. Kevin's just run hoop 7.
So catching up a little, 3-4 to Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Just a little too far. Mm.
So we'll have the scores updated. We have the scores updated. So not looking quite as dangerous for Kevin, but he's one game done. If he loses this game, he's not going to make the final.
So the final will be a best of 3 as well, do you think, Kate?
I believe so, yes.
And Leicester's already in that, so we're just working our way through this game to see who, or this game and the next, to see who'll be there joining him.
Potentially this game and the next, yes. Ooh. So now black is hidden behind blue. Yellow is to play. Yellow can actually hit blue onto black and get rid of both of them. I think that may be what Stephen will decide to do.
We can see Stephen having a think.
He's not doing that at all.
No.
So he's positioned himself where blue hasn't got a good hit on him. I think blue is a bit close to black. So another hampered shot,
Yes,
another call for the referee
Mm-hmm.
with that typical signal of the mallet raised. We did see in some other games that when the referee was wanted, both players raised their mallets, which is not so usual. But Kevin is meticulous about calling the referee when there's a hampered shot, and in this case, he's to play blue. He's quite close to black. If he touches black with his feet or with his mallet while he's making the shot, that would be a fault. As you would know, Serena, being a referee.
Yes, but it looks like we're struggling to find a referee. They're obviously busy on another game.
Well, there are quite a number of games going on at the
Here they
moment.
come.
Here's the referee. And you can
Yes.
tell they're the referee because they're wearing the yellow jacket. So we've got the women playing each other for the second time in their second of their double round robins, and we also have the players who didn't make the semi-finals playing in a plate, which is kind of the not so successful players who didn't make the finals. There we go. And the referee clearly didn't think it was a hazardous shot because they didn't mark the balls. But usually,
Not the
if you get
direction
called
that
in a game,
Kevin
level,
played that shot.
no, that would have been. But he could still have stood on the blackboard. That would have been if he did it while he was hitting the ball. Usually, I mark the balls. If somebody calls me, I think it's worth marking the balls. If they do make a fault and you have marked the balls, you do feel very silly when you're the referee. Okay, that
Missed that clearance. Thinking that black will clear yellow now. Send yellow behind the hoop.
probably. Yes, that was a good call.
We're not on the court. We don't always anticipate what the player will do. But this time we got it right.
And probably next time we'll get it right. Do you think yellow will clear blue and aim to go over in front of the hoop?
Yes, remain in front of the hoop, yes. No, well, there we go, Kate.
No, we just in front of the hoop is what we got. But clear blue is not what we got.
Is there a change
what's
in tactic? Are we seeing Kevin making determined attempts to keep Stephen as far away from the hoop as possible? Not allowing us to have all these 4 balls around the court that we've had in the past. Oh.
Maybe.
Might be a block.
That was the most beautiful ball, wasn't it? It looks like a very good ball. And it's in a hoop position. So I wonder what will happen here. Is he going for the hoop? No, he's
Found the gap again. Oh.
And the referee kindly marking the point where the ball went out. It's bounced off the little concrete lip of the pass behind and come back in a completely different position. So, red is blocked on the hoop by black, I think. Red is next to play. Red does not wish to put black into the hoop, so we'll probably want to clear it sideways. I wonder.
Oh, and you guessed correctly.
Wanted to clear it sideways, but didn't quite succeed. It went a lot closer to the hoop than he would have wanted. But luckily it did not go in.
The long clearances have been a challenge for Kevin today.
Stephen's been very accurate in those long clearances, yes, but Kevin not so much. And here we are with
Side
Stephen
style.
potentially consolidating his lead. Yes. So
Yes.
now he is 5-3 up. Though 5-3 is not a fatal position. It's not as good a position as 4-all, but it's
Kevin does have
definitely
first
still
shot to hoop 9.
And I think that might have been Stephen saying you're more than halfway with the black ball. So he'll go off with the blue ball, placing that behind the hoop. Yes, just a little bit on the short side. So if it's cleared, it can only be cleared to a close boundary. And then we'd expect that he'd be moving the black ball to the corner. If he's offside, I'm not sure he is. That's what he wants.
Classic tactics there. Go to the short side. Red can clear blue to the bound. Red can clear blue can clear red to the boundary. But still in front. Oh, nice shot.
So not really your runner and clearer, are they?
No.
Know what's happening. So yellow is also a short side ball, probably not really a runner. Looks as if red is going to be doing clearance on blue, and Probably trying to cut blue so it goes a long way away. Not as far as he would have wanted.
And this term cut actually has a reference to snooker, where we cut our balls into the side pockets. But it's all to do with angles, isn't it, Kate?
Absolutely.
Not hitting the ball in the middle,
cut
hitting
is
it.
on the
Because
side where it glances away.
Some people do refer to croquet as snooker on grass and chess on grass. So.
Yeah, you don't do much cutting in chess.
It's the tactics, isn't it?
It is. And the thinking ahead, planning ahead. So he decided that yellow was not in a running position. He came down to yellow will go into a running position. Challenge blue, maybe hide behind black. That does look very much as though blue can't see yellow. I wonder if we could get a position on the camera where, yes.
Terrific angle.
We can't see yellow. And I think we can't see the hoop. But now we can. So absolutely contingent on red to hit black away.
So 6-yard clearance. Oh, and he's going for blue.
It looks as if he's going to hit blue.
Which he does.
He nearly took yellow at the same time. Now, this should be a bread and butter shot for Kevin.
Has he successfully hidden black from yellow using the hoop?
I don't know, but it's visible to red. Though only towards the short side. And that's less than the 7-yard shot for Stephen, because the whole setup of the court is built on a unit of 7 yards. 7 yards either way to the boundary from each of the long hoops. That's a beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot. Why is it a beautiful shot? He's blocked red, can't get to black from that distance.
I wonder whether red will get to the hoop.
Yes. Well done. That's all happened because he placed that
black.
blue in that beautiful position.
Yes. Yes, he had to try and go past it, and it just wasn't enough room. He couldn't see enough of black. So this is Kevin taking the hoop while he can see it. He's got yellow behind with a good shot, but he's not going to get rid of yellow. He has the better shot. He's going to go for the hoop, and I think he'll try and go straight through because he knows that Stephen can jump. So he's caught up a little more.
He scored the hoop.
He's sent red to the naughty corner because it's gone more than halfway when it missed that croquet on blue.
Red, though, can come right back into front of that hoop now, though.
Yeah, but it's not got the good angle on it that it had when it was on the boundary on the side there. So now yellow I don't think yellow is right behind the hoop. I think yellow has got a clear shot on hoop 10.
What you're
So
saying there,
this is
Kate,
all. Oh,
about the capacity or the ability of that yellow to get past the hoop, that's often a rookie mistake that we make, isn't it? We'll position ourselves on these long hoops right in front of the hoop, and then somebody else makes the hoop, and there we are stuck behind. We need to be just
absolutely, you put it too
slightly
perfectly
out.
in place. Yeah.
Mm.
Those angled hoops are much more satisfactory than the straight behind ones. Now that's, oh, it's just a little bit past.
Oh. Mm.
And it wibbled and wobbled so that it can't actually see a ball that's straight in front of the hoop.
We can still see the women's games, the second round robin underway in the background.
Yes. Yes, they'll be on Croquet scores if anyone wants to look them up. What a lovely shot.
Absolutely.
You're clapping. Yes, well,
I am.
absolutely as
From
well.
that distance to land on that blade of grass.
And he's not the man who's been practicing for years and years shots from penalty spots, because he's been playing almost exclusively association croquet. So it's just he's been placing his ball on a penny every time he plays association, and that's where you get it from. He's going for the hoop, he's going for red.
Oh! Oh!
Well, I don't. That was amazing, but not satisfactory.
Not a happy outcome.
Oh, he cleared his own ball in the end. So yellow is to play. Yellow is probably just going to come to a spot where it's hidden from blue. And leave red.
I think the commentators were making the shots.
You know, they've made a new rule in association croquet, one of the laws, that if you're playing, you're not allowed to listen to commentary.
Oh, have they actually
pointing the
defined it
finger.
as a rule?
Well, you're not allowed to have earphones in. You might be getting advice, or you might be listening to broadcasts and people saying what you ought to do, and they don't like the idea of that. So he's come back to the same spot. He had his finger on the ground before. That's very much an association thing. Now he's putting his mallet there. This is the spot I want to aim at. I will be hidden if I go here. I think it's his plan. He's so still, you might think he was in slow motion, but I don't think he is.
Well, the games are untimed, so we can take
however long he likes. Now that is actually visible to blue.
Yes, through the hoop.
But of course, if blue comes through the hoop, red will immediately knock blue away. We'll be able to.
Great camera angle.
Yeah. I think the distance that blue has to travel may be a bit foreshortened. 4 steps away. It looks as if it's about 1 step away, but it's not. Yes, all the distances are foreshortened. So,
well, that achieved. I'm sure that wasn't what Kevin was looking for.
No, but it means that Stephen almost has no shot on blue.
The referee's been called again.
There must be. Be nice to see that from the side, so that you could see what was going on. You can't see the distances here. So John's decided that it is worth marking. Sometimes when you mark the balls, the player takes that as a message that you're liable to make a fault, and so therefore they won't do what they were going to do before. Have you found that? They call you and you say, "I just mark the balls," and you mark the balls, and then they say, "I don't think I'll do that after all. Is that all right?" And you say, "Of course." But they've taken in
Yes,
that
and
you
then they
think a fault might
apologise.
happen. They're calling you.
Yes, that has happened. But I'm intrigued as to what Stephen thinks he's going to do here. What do you think he's aiming to do? To bring the red in front of the hoop without
Yes, I think
dislodging the
so.
blue,
Yes,
creating
he
a
doesn't
crush or a
he
double
wants not
tap or
to,
anything, any fault.
he doesn't want to touch blue. Oh,
Mm.
that went further than he'd marked. But clearly John Van der Tuig, who's refereeing, thinks that's a perfectly acceptable shot. It's just slightly blocked yellow.
Yellow.
It's not clear whether red has slightly blocked yellow on the hoop. Wouldn't you say? It hasn't got a clear swing at the hoop.
Yes,
I don't know whether
I
it's
agree. Yeah.
maybe far enough back, because you can't quite see how far back it is. It doesn't look as if it's far enough back to have a jump either. I think the story must be that yellow will fire at blue and then red will run.
I agree with that sequence. I think yellow will fire at blue. Kevin's come quite a way back from the hoop.
He has. I don't know whether he intended to do
Yeah.
that or not. Lesser mortals don't always know what these really good players have in their minds. But speaking of lesser mortals, this situation is a situation that you could find yourself in a game, isn't it? It's not an unknown situation for any of us. We can find ourselves with balls lined up like this, a little bit hampered, a little bit obstructed, wondering what's the best to do. So we can look at, no, he's not clearing blue. You think blue can't see red. You must think that blue can't see red.
Must think that blue can't fire at red.
Yes, exactly. I think I think blue must be a little bit hidden by the hoop. We can't quite see that from this view. I wonder if we could have a different angle. Yeah, you can't see it.
Wow.
And he hasn't done anything. He's just put his ball in the way. Yeah. So that is now 6-4 and one hoop from Stephen going into the final of this event.
Well, there were a lot of confused commentators as to what was happening at that, but that was an important hoop for Stephen. And for the match, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If Stephen comes through and wins this one,
he'll be in the final against Leicester.
And what a match that will be.
And Kevin is a very big scalp for Stephen. You remember that he has hardly played any association, any golf tournaments. He was in the very select invitational challenge, the Owen Edwards challenge.
The Owen Edwards.
Yes. And in that, the game he won, and he did, I think, only win one game, but it was against Robert Fletcher, who, although also not being a golf croquet specialist, is the current Australian champion in golf croquet, and Stephen beat him. So he's no slouch. All those enormous skills he's got in his association croquet is obviously working to his advantage here.
This is a big hoop. Big shot, these next few. Oh,
Well, he won't be happy with that. Right down to
not
the
all
other
the way
end.
down
of the
here.
pot. So
Kevin
Kevin's
composing
politely
himself.
waiting until, and I think waiting until, I don't think he'll take the shot until Stephen turns around from having placed his ball. One of those courtesies.
But
you don't run a hoop when your opponent can't see what you're doing. So I think we can assume that Stephen has now placed his ball and can see what Kevin is up to.
he'd be looking to go through hoop 11. Oh, I
He'd
was
be
going
looking
to say he'd be
go through
looking to
hoop
go
11,
through
but
hoop
he's not
11
gone
and
through hoop 11.
head for hoop 12, and it didn't happen.
But he's in the hoop. I think he can run the hoop.
Wow, what a shot. Clearance and block. Do two things at once. Are we looking
So
for a jump shot here, or?
we are looking for a jump shot,
Oh,
but we didn't
he's
get a
in the
jump
doors.
shot. Very exciting. So I believe the Yarrawonga club that Kevin belongs to is watching this.
I do know
their
they were
pub
trying to set it
television,
up.
I hope so. Yes.
I do hope that happened.
So now this is a very long Roki for Stephen. Will he hit the black out of the hoop? No.
Oh.
Will red be able to jump? That's another question. That's a very angry jump.
So do you think Kevin will
So
come back just to set it up as a second ball here?
I was wondering whether he might want to move red. Maybe not.
Perhaps looking to annoy yellow should things go totally wrong.
So annoying. Remember, he only needs one hoop to win this game.
He could potentially
Whereas
deem his black
Kevin,
ball and hope that
then wouldn't
Stephen doesn't hit the blue.
Oh yes. Yes. Yes, he wouldn't really want to risk it, I don't think. He's got it. So that's his hoop.
And is the black potentially
Slightly
blocking
hampered
yellow
with
to
blue
hoop 12?
on the next hoop.
Didn't like that.
I didn't want
Well,
to
Kevin's
that
back to do some
either.
commentary just
That
at this
wasn't at
exciting
all
point of the
what I
game, so I'll leave you now. So I'll leave you now for a short time, and
do you want to hang
Kevin
in
and
there till
Kate
the
can
end of
carry
this
on.
game?
Kevin McGlynn.
Okay, welcome, Kevin. And thank you very much, Serena. Kevin, we're hoping you're on board here.
I am indeed.
Oh, good.
It's been a fascinating
Kevin
game to watch.
McGlynn from Canberra, from which club? Canberra club, is it, Kevin?
Yes, I'm a member of Canberra Croquet
You're
Club
from the
and
Canberra club?
Queanbeyan Croquet Club.
Oh, also Queanbeyan. So what's you? Queanbeyan is a bit out of Canberra. You live a bit out of Canberra and you belong to both clubs because one is closer?
Well, I live in Queanbeyan, New South Wales, just over the border from ACT. So Queanbeyan was my first club I joined, and then about a year later I joined Canberra Croquet Club just to enhance my game, essentially. Some fantastic coaches and players at Canberra Croquet Club, and I've been a member there for probably just shy of 2 years, I guess. And yeah, both clubs are terrific clubs.
You know, I think that Kevin is thinking, I must get this hoop, and he is going to clear red. So that if he can't get stuck in the jaws and be jumped by red again. You will have seen that happen twice, that Stephen has jumped. Kevin's ball was stuck in the jaws when he was fully expecting to get the hoop, and he was unable to get it. So Stephen is now far. Gosh, I guess a 12-yard rokey, something like that, to clear either of these balls. We're still in the situation that, oh, that's a nice position. We're still in the situation that Stephen has to get one hoop to win both the game and the match. Kevin has to win 2 hoops. Oh, that's a bit short there. Has to get 2 hoops.
Yeah, that one's a bit shorter than what he wanted, 13. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was intended as a protection ball. I think it was just going to be a runner while he cleared the red. Yes, he does seem to have been just a bit nervous when he didn't run for the hoop and cleared red. It's made life a bit more difficult for him. Because now I don't believe black has got position. Potentially Stephen has 2 balls on the hoop and Kevin has only 1.
I think he'll just put this ball right in front of the hoop, nice and tight.
Yes, but then it's going to be very much in danger of being jumped by red, isn't it? Or knocked out by yellow. Knocked out by yellow.
I'm not sure if he can see red, actually.
No.
If he can, it'll be very tight.
I think he's going for the hoop. Oh, well, he can see red. On this shot, you think, yes, he can see red.
Yeah.
But it's a long distance. No. So he hasn't made that.
Okay, so a big shot coming up here for Stephen to take the game and the match.
Yeah.
I think he'll just leave black
Very
alone
impressive.
and go for the hoop.
I think he will.
Ooh.
And he's missed. Well, that was a surprise. I think maybe it was the significance of the occasion got to him there.
Yeah, and sometimes that you've really got to put that out of your mind, because particularly on those shots that can win you the game or the match, you tend to think of that, and it does add a bit more pressure, and I reckon that's exactly what's happened. Kate, I think you're spot on.
And that wasn't at all what Kevin wanted. So I think he's beside the hoop. He's not in a running position. And he's in a position to knock away anything that comes, but he's Probably not what he really wanted. Huh?
No, he's been a little bit unsure of himself, I think, in his short game. Those little delicate shots in and around the hoop where you need to be so careful, and you know, a simple mistake like that, putting the black on the side of the hoop, it can be quite costly. And yellow's put a very nice ball in there. I'm not sure if black would have a shot on yellow, but that's a nice blue ball.
Blue's very nice. I think black has got a shot on yellow. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's going to be tight either way, isn't it?
Oh, it's clear. You can see it's not touching. That shot, that was a good bit of vision when Stephen wasn't standing in between us and the ball. And it looks as if black is in a better position than we thought.
Yes.
It's edged in. Meters clear, blue to the other side of forever. Beautiful shot. There's your association croquet coming in. That was a lovely rush. And Kevin
He's having a good
contemplating
hard long look at
whether
that red ball now to see whether or not that can knock black out, or a potential for a jump.
or jump. That's a long jump. He's just coming in, just making life difficult. I think yellow is the jumper.
Yeah,
Stephen
black may
hasn't
not be able to
taken
run.
the
It may be
hoop off.
resting on that leg and unable to run that hoop.
Yes, I don't think it can run. I think it can sit in. That's a very good shot. Amazing how foreshortened the balls are, though. They look as if they're very near and they're not.
Yeah, the cameras can be quite deceiving at times, can't they?
Putting more markers down. Ah, he's putting markers down because he's putting the hoops have got carrots that stick up out of the ground, and the mallet. It's not so much the ball. The ball is proud of those. It's above it because of the curve, but he had to mark the ball in case the ball was moved by adjusting the position of the carrot. By pushing
All right, so
they
he's going to
pushed the
clear
hoop
yellow
further
here.
into the ground. That's what he's done. And he's
Good
done
shot.
that. So that was thinking forward. So rather than leave himself in a position where he could be jumped, he's aiming to take the hoop. Maybe take the hoop with blue, or use blue to clear something else, and stay reasonably close to the hoop with black. Now what's happening here?
Oh, a little unlucky there.
You won't be happy with that. That was an outcome geared to Kevin. Kevin would be happy with that outcome. The critical hit for Kevin. if he goes through, he wants to go through a fair distance, so he's got a good run down to. He had took that clip, you remember, when they were fiddling around with the hoop. Because that's the hoop that records who won the hoop last time, not this time. Oh no, he's not made it. So now he's on the other leg with the other ball. And he can't be doing a jump shot because it's not yellow's turn. It's red's turn, and red may choose to hit the ball out of the hoop or just come behind and block black on yellow. Well, that failure to run that hoop was very important. And he's cleared them both.
Okay, still an opportunity there for yellow to clear blue out.
Absolutely there is. And he's done it. This is a tussle
Good
of a
shot.
hoop. And it all stems from Kevin's reluctance to run that fairly, well, it would have been a 2-yard hoop. When they first came up to the hoop, you remember? Oh, interesting. That must have been a centre ball.
He struck that very sweetly.
More confidence in that one.
So he's just
And
got to
we
bring
can't
yellow
speak for what
back
the
up
players
now.
are feeling. Yeah, black's behind the peg. It's quite a long distance off. Oh, it's curved away. So we can't see whether those balls are touching, but I would assume from the fact they're both being marked that they're not. I wonder if we could have a shot that shows whether red and blue are touching or not. Not touching. That's a good angle. So we've gone back to the situation. He's got the hoop. So that's now we're going to 13. It's even. They went to 13 on the last game, but that game Kevin was first to 13. This game Stephen is first to 13. It's gone fairly deep, but across to one side. So Kevin, as usual, going to see where the ball is sitting, has got a shot on the hoop. Where would he need to be between it and the hoop, perhaps? And black is to play. So just reminding everyone, the balls play in the order of the colours on the peg that we can see here. Black plays next because it plays after red. They go blue, red, black, then yellow. And we're going down to this hoop because that's the deciding hoop, hoop 13. Kevin, what do you think is going to happen next?
Yeah, it's. I guess it depends on that red. That red to me doesn't look like it's anywhere near runnable. It's quite short and wide. So, okay, that's not a bad ball in actually. Gee, that's a roll, isn't it? So blue now needs to come in and probably mirror red, go on the other side of the hoop, away from red on the short side. So, so as not to tempt red in clearing blue. Black's out the back, which is fine. So let's see where this ball goes from Kevin. Okay, so he's going to go deep. That, of course, was the other option.
Hidden from red, not easy to clear really. Red will have to come up to the hoop.
Oh, look at that.
Well,
it was runnable.
that is an astonishing result. Well done, Stephen. 7-6, 7-6. So the best of three went as tight as it could do, while still being 2-0. Stephen Forster has beaten Kevin Beard and is into the final against Lester Hughes.
It just shows you how deceiving those camera angles are, doesn't it, Kate? Because it looked as though that